for 10 yards. That's it. But a net yardage of 21 yards. It is incredible. Now, Foster Martins did get hit on a throw, and we haven't seen him since. Now, the Sun, with hopefully renewed energy, will come out here and try to get something. Now, the offense for the Hilltops, I believe, is still on the field. The Sun defense is on the field as we play the last minute and 3 seconds of the first half.
Yeah.
And both teams now on the field. They have to get their bearings and remember exactly what has gone on.
Yeah, and for the rest of this game, I mean, you know, you obviously never want to concede defeat, and there's still a whole half of football left. So the Okanagan Sun hopefully made their adjustments. They've collected themselves. They've, you know, got enough poise to come back out here and perform the way they should be performing. That being said, they now need to have an absolute perfect half of football to even attempt to pull out a W here. That's offensively, defensively, and special teams wide. They have to be absolutely perfect and do it against a high caliber opponent.
The Sun scoring 47 points in the third quarter. Their second quarter, believe it or not, their best during the season, scoring 81 points in the first 7 games of the season in the second quarter. Here in the third quarter, they've scored 47 in total, and in the fourth, they've scored 51 points. So the two teams will meet on the field. Again, they'll huddle up, the captains will, with the referees at midfield. But remember, we haven't played the first half yet. It is still 1 minute and 3 because the lights went out, then the referees talked it over and decided to shut the first half down, get the teams in the locker room, get them dry, because it has been raining on and off. As I mentioned, that 67-yard touchdown pass, everyone in the building thinking, oh, they'll just run the ball because, well, it's pouring rain and they're up big and they can run because they have a very good running back and a very good offensive line. Well, offensive coordinator, that's why he gets the big bucks, I guess. Calls a pass play, and Jason Price runs 67 yards for a touchdown.
And it was a strike. Pouring rain, and Andrew Druck threw a strike. It was a perfect spiral. He threw everything into it. Didn't come off his hands. Awkward. It came out nice and clearly. You wouldn't even have, looking at the delivery and execution of the play, you wouldn't have thought that it was pouring rain.
So the Hilltops have the football at the Sun 39-yard line. So already the defense coming out of the locker room is backed up. I think Anderchuk is underrated too. In the PFC, so many quarterbacks have gone through that system, but the consistent one has been Jared Anderchuk. And
well, yeah, you just look at the pedigree of what his career has been with the Hilltops, right?
3 Canadian Bowl appearances, 3 victories. Now Anderchuk to the air right away. Over the middle, this one is batted up in the air, and it is intercepted by Raquel Cespedes. Cespedes on the deflection, gets the interception, his 3rd of the season, and maybe that'll bring some life to the Sun.
Yeah, and that was great. I think it was Fullerton that came down and disrupted that by pretty much almost KOing the receiver on that. Took him off enough, but 2 guys had an opportunity to make that interception, and great coordination and concentration by Cespedes to pick off that football.
The intended receiver was Fitzgerald. It went off him, it looks like, popped up in the air, it went off his shoulder pad. And then Cespedes hopped over Kitzman and made the pick. What a play. Oh, pardon me, that was Haynes. He jumped over. So 1st and 10 Sun, Zyla, the quarterback. They'll give to Hansen. Hansen will try the left side. Hansen pops out the side. Hansen gets some more room to run and then gets leveled as he gets to the 30-yard line.
And that's what Hansen does best. If you want an pound your, smack you in the mouth kind of running back, that's your Casey Russell. You want a guy that when he gets to second level, he's going to make that first guy miss and then get that 15, 17-yard run. That's Hansen. 45 seconds to go in the second quarter. Score 33-2 Hilltops. Zyla now in a shotgun. Ball to 31 of the Sun. Zyla down the middle, has a man, but throws behind Mosley. He had a guy, but just threw it behind him. 2nd and 10. Yeah, I don't think he had any choice but to throw it behind, because if he's throwing in front, I think that's an interception. I think it was, I thought it was going to be 52, but or not. But it looked like to me if that he would have delivered the ball where it should have been, it might have been Muir, number 54, that would have been able to make a pick. Possibly Schnitzler, actually.
2nd and 10 from their own 31. Zyla in a shotgun with Hansen beside him. Hilltop's going to rush 4. Zyla going to roll to his right side. Here comes the pressure, goes over the middle. This one is incomplete.
Would have been a first down.
Yeah, looking for Liam Wishart, but threw it at his feet. And a punt situation now. You can start to see the moon coming through the clouds on the far side. It's a full moon. Say what you will. It was an odd first half.
Is that where you're going?
Yes. Looking for anything.
Yeah.
He's the home guy over here.
Yeah.
So Heinz will come on to kick. Fisher and Turple back deep, back deep for the Hilltops. 27 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Take a quick break and then they'll do the third quarter. This one will be fielded by Fisher as it comes up, makes the catch at his own 50. Now gets to the 40. Now the 30's off to the races. The 25 makes a move to the 20. Fisher to the 15, and it'll be brought down finally by Beck Fullerton inside the 20, right there at the 15-yard line.
And you could get a quick play off, and if you don't get in the end zone, you'll still have enough time to kick the field goal. 10 seconds is plenty of time to call that play. Go for a quick hitter at maybe the pylons or at the sidelines to try and get 6, and then if not, kick that field goal.
Well, what do you think they'll do here? Because the halftime has happened. Do you take a break and then I guess you kick off?
Yeah, it wouldn't be a break, but it'll be the end of the half, so it'll go back to, I guess, the Sun. The Hilltops deferred, so they'll take possession again, right? So
you're right. So they have 10 seconds to work with.
Yeah.
Anderchuk at a shotgun, 1st and 10 from the Sun 15. Iwanchina is in the backfield. Quick hit, looking for Sam Mike, and he gets into the end zone for a touchdown. Yeah, 15-yard touchdown pass. Sam Mike has his 2nd touchdown of the evening, and the 4th touchdown pass for Anderchuk here tonight. Wow.
Yeah, a quick strike to the weak side of the field, the narrow side of the field. They're on that hash mark, so absolutely. Just took the snap, fed it to his receiver. Strictly a timing pattern. If you're up there doing a bump and run as a corner, you may have been able to disrupt that play and force them to kick a field goal. But just good call, good execution, and obviously this is the result we've been seeing all night.
Yeah, point after is up and good. A flag flies. Somebody maybe was offside. One of the Sun players got into the backfield very quickly. He might have been offside. Let's see what the call is from the official. With 5 seconds to go in technically the first half. It'll be against the Sun. And the point after is good. So the score, 40-2. It is an offside. And it will be applied on the kickoff against the Sun. So the score, we'll take a quick break. The score is 40-2. Welcome back to the Apple Bowl. Just a squib kick for the Hilltops. And that will do it for the first half now technically of football. So the teams will just turn around. There'll be a kickoff and the Sun will kick off to the Saskatoon Hilltops. They'll get the ball again, leading by the score of 40-2. We'll take a quick break. Again, the score 40-2 in favor of the Hilltops. Welcome back to the Apple Balls. We're going to start the second half with a score in favor of the Hilltops big time by the score of 40-2. Out of town scored a pass along the West Shore Rebels, who were currently tied with the Sun in the standings for the tops in the BCFC. The Rebels and the VI Raiders tonight on the island in Nanaimo tied by a score of 25-25. And the other interconference game here in the CJFL, the Winnipeg Rifles went into Chilliwack and beat up the Valley Huskers by the score of 35-0 in the pouring rain. And you got to feel bad for the Huskers because their strength offensively is passing. And when it is pouring rain, obviously you have to run the football a little bit more. And the Huskers have shown they don't have much of a running game this season.
No, it's unfortunate when you're one-dimensional like that, and the Mother Nature takes away your one opportunity to be in a football game.
And they were expecting a big crowd in Chilliwack too, but talking to the CJFL Commissioner Jim Pankovic, who was there, he said about 400 to 500 people for Chilliwack. That is huge.
Pretty good.
But it had to be a nice night like tonight. Like in Kelowna, it would have been better here as well. So the second half kickoff, Iwachina has it at his own 25-yard line, gets to the 30, and he'll be finally knocked down at around the 30-yard line. So again, the Sun defense, who's been on the field an awful lot, will come back out onto the field, and that Hilltop offense will come onto the field as well. I guess the stats that we pass along will be expanded a little bit.
A little bit, yes.
Yeah,
yep, fair enough. Yeah, because the Sun had a bit of yards at the end as well.
So that offense, not maybe 21. It's still it's under 50 in the first half.
Yep. So we'll see if the D now can set the tempo for the Okanagan Sun for the rest of the game.
So start of the third quarter. Anderchuk in a shotgun. Iwachina is in the backfield, and he'll get the handoff. He'll go up the middle, get to the 35, run into Jamie Turk back on the field. Nice to see. Gets to the 36. It's a pickup of 6 and a 2nd and 4 for this Hilltop offense.
And another good open field tackle by Turek, because I think Iwachina would have seen a lot more real estate if he didn't make that tackle. I think he's going to be, he'd be well downfield if Turek didn't come up and make that play.
This offensive line for the Hilltops is really slowing down the likes of Gearing and Machado and Rodriguez and Novak. Sun will rush 4. And they'll send a couple other guys. Iwachina has it, and he will be close to the first down. Gearing, good pursuit by him, able to wrap up the running back.
Yeah.
It looks like he got to the 40. It is a first down. 13:47 to go. Some other games to pass along. Haven't got a score, but there's a game in Medicine Hat. First time a CJFL game of meaning in Medicine Hat since 1979, when the old Medicine Hat Rattlers folded up shop after the 79 season. It's the Calgary Colts and the Regina Thunder. And the battle for Edmonton happening as well. The Huskies and the Wildcats. The Thunder are down 15-12 with about 30 seconds to go, according to Twitter. Anderchuk hands the ball off. Iwachina has the first down as he carries 2 Sun players with him. On the back, Eli Hames was on the back of him, and Rodriguez and Iwachina just simply carried them for another couple of yards and gets 11 on the carry and a first down.
Yeah, initially hurdled the first attacker by the Sun. I didn't quite see who it was, possibly halfback or corner coming up there. Hurdled them and was able to get, down to about 8 or 9 yards downfield before he even got first contact.
Anderchuk in a shotgun, and they give to the running back who squirts through, gets to the 50, now the 45, and he'll be tackled at around the 40-yard line. Iwachina just running rampant in this drive. Another big pickup, another first down. He just scooted right through, and it was finally brought down in the secondary by Connor Richard.
Well, he gets up to full head of steam very quickly. Within a few strides, he's at full speed. So if he is able to get the second level and make that first miss, that's a huge yards per carry for him if that's going to be the rest of the half.
Anderchuk gives it to Marchant. Marchant gets to the 30, the 25, the 20, and he will be brought down inside the 5-yard line by Raquel Cespedes. But Adam Marchant, sorry, gets all the way down inside the 5-yard line. And you know the Hilltops are going to run the football. You just can't stop them.
Well, yeah, now you know that there's also 3 quality running backs. That was a beauty run. And they all have 3 different running styles. They're 3 different dimensions. Fisher is a you know, he's a man out there when you take a look at him. And then you got Marchand and Uinchina. Yeah, exactly. How do you stop it when you're not winning the line of attack? When you're not winning the battle in the trenches, you're not going to stop the run game.
First and goal from the 5. Anderchuk, play action. Anderchuk looking for the pylon and gets into the end zone for a touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown scamper by Anderchuk to go along with his 4 touchdown passes. And Anderchuk vying for the Offensive Player of the Week award.
And that's a good play call by the Hilltops coaching staff. You've been running the ball. You fake that play action pass, come around with a naked bootleg, and then the quarterback, it's his option. Do I pass it? If there's someone wide open, he'll probably take the passing stat as a quarterback, but he had a chance to run it in. There was coverage in the end zone, so there's another 7 points for the Hilltops.
What the Hilltops like to do in a situation there is they bring in an offensive lineman or a defensive lineman and make him an eligible receiver and then try to throw it to the big man, which they've done a couple of times this year. And I think that's what Anderchuk was looking for, because big old Drake Unger was in the backfield at 6 feet, 265 pounds. And I believe he was going to be the intended receiver had the Sun not been able to cover it. And Eli Haynes is slow to get up, as Haynes will come off the field. As the trainer, keep an eye on him. And boy, for the Sun, now you just want to get some points just to be respectable in this game. Down 46-2 with the point after still to come. In a rematch of the Canadian Bowl, and it's a good old-fashioned blowout on your home turf. Boss on for the extra point for the Hilltops. The kick is up and good. And the Saskatoon Hilltops are up 47-2. And all even the 2 points was given to them.
Yeah,
by the
they haven't earned anything by any stretch of the imagination. And as much as the Sun have made, you know, numerous mental mistakes, and they're nowhere near playing anything close to what resembles their style of football, the Hilltops are manhandling. They're absolutely manhandling.
And the tone was set so early.
Yeah.
You know, they got on the board very quickly. And then the ensuing kickoff, Lord fumbles it. They get in the end zone again, and all of a sudden it's 14-0. Now your mind starts to take over.
What, a minute and a half, 2 minutes gone?
Yeah, it was 11:59 when Sam Mike got the touchdown pass. Yeah, to make it 14-0. And they have not been able to recover. And all the buzz that was coming into this one, it's now it's died down. Unless you're a Hilltop fan, obviously.
Oh, of course.
We've been playing well.
They're loving it.
This kickoff in the direction of Crane. He has it at the 20. Crane now gets to the 30, and it'll be knocked down about there. Liam Crane, a good run or return. I don't know how many guys the Hilltops traveled with, but you imagine some of their second-string guys will start to see action.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not? The opportunity to have those guys get some play time so you know they're ready when they're absolutely needed in an injury or another scenario. As you get closer to the end of the season and getting into the playoffs, you want to see those guys get as much quality time as possible, but you also need your number ones to continue to be excellent.
First and 10 from the 31. Zyla will hand the ball to Rodriguez, who has it for the first time, and he goes nowhere, swallowed up by that defensive line of the Hilltops. The Sun offensive line has had no push so far in this game.
No, and the front 7 for the Hilltops are playing an excellent game. The front, they're controlling the line of scrimmage. They're dictating the run selection of the Okanagan Sun, and then the linebackers also have excellent zone coverage as they bail out. When they read pass, they're doing a great job of getting their width and their depth and keeping their head in a swivel to create a tough passing lane for the quarterbacks for the Sun.
Kelton Curry with his dad in the stands for the first time is in the backfield. Now empty backfield. Zyla back to pass. Zyla wants to go deep down the middle. This one is cut by Simonize down to the 40, and it'll be tackled there, but Rashawn Simonize finally gets a catch and some open field to run with and gets it inside the 40.
Well, he got the separation from the coverage on here, and then Zyla did a great job of leading him. He didn't throw behind him, put it in a perfect spot. That's a beautiful throw. When you've got your receiver running at high full tilt like that and be able to hit him on stride, that's fantastic for Zyla.
So down to the 38-yard line, first and 10. first downs the Sun got in the first half. He didn't have a stat to pass along. I formation now. There hasn't been a lot, that's for sure. Zyla will hand the ball off to Curry. He'll try the right side, gets it 35, now the 30, and it'll be tackled there, but good run by Kelton Curry out of Moose Jaw. Inside the 30, they'll mark it at the 29-yard line. It'll be second and short.
And this is what you need to see when you're down. You need to see your offense get a high average per play. You need to see that 8, 10, 15 yards per play to cover the ground quick, to get points on the board, and then get back on there and do it again.
Second and 1, a pickup of 9 on the Curry scramble. 9:02 to go, third quarter. 47-2 Hilltops. Zyla in a shotgun, Curry in the backfield as well. Hilltops showing blitz. Zyla back to pass, bubble screen, this one in the direction of Wishart. Wakes a one-man miss and then tackled at the 25-yard line. First catch for Liam Wishart, who leads this team in receptions. And he gets the first down for Liam. That's catch number 33 on the season.
And that play doesn't happen if Simonize doesn't peel back and make this perfectly timed block. That's going nowhere if Simonize doesn't recognize that he's got to make that block. Beautiful play by a quality player.
Down to the 25-yard line of the Hilltops. First and 10 Sun from the left hash. In the backfield, Casey Russell and Kelton Curry. They'll give to Russell. Russell goes up the middle and gains 2. It'll be second and 8. Runs into a couple of big bodies of the Hilltops, including Bobby Edmond, a linebacker, 6 feet, 190. It'll be second and yellow, around 8 yards. 7:55 to go. Sun, by the way, will hit the road. Another difficult game next weekend in VI against the VI Raiders, who tied the West Shore Rebels, so obviously they played them very tough today. It'll be a day game next week for the Sun. Zyla in a shotgun on a second and 8. Zyla over the middle. This one is caught by Liam Wishart. He might be a yard short.
He's going to be short. Yeah, the way he rolled, it looks like he'll be short.
Looks like by half a yard. Needed to get to the the 15-yard line, and they'll put the ball about the 16. So it'll be 3rd and 1. Your Coach McCauley, you might as well go for it. Should be able to get a yard even on the good Hilltops defensive line, and they will stack the box. Zyla, call the bootleg. Zyla will go up the middle, and Zyla falls forward. The 6'4" frame,
yeah.
And he's 6'4". He'll get the first down and a new set of downs. At first, it didn't look like he was going to get there.
No, luckily he was able to knife through there. Yep.
Oh, the Hilltops are saying it's
saying, yeah.
Depending on the spot.
Nose is, yeah.
Well, it's on the yard line. They had to get to that yard line to get the first down. Well, I don't know now. The way the stick is on the far side of the field, it could be just past that 15-yard line.
Yeah, I thought based on the angle of where he ran, I thought for sure essentially that second and third effort got him beyond the marker, but
see what
I'm not down there to spot the ball, so yeah.
Here comes the chain gang. With 6:43 to go, third quarter. The wind is picking up as well here at the Apple Bowl. Leaves are flying, and yeah, they're short.
That's tough. Tough break for the Sun. Mind you, it's kind of been that status quo for the evening, unfortunately.
Yeah. So the Sun will turn it over on downs for the 9th time this season. And the Hilltop offense will come right back out on the field. The wind looks like it's going from right to left, according to the Sun flag, which is down there on the field. That's whipping pretty nicely up here, though. Any ball up in the air, it's going to be knocked down. So the Hilltops will just run the football, and why not? They've had all sorts of success with that. Ichewina gets a good carry here. Iwachina, pardon me. Gain 6, maybe 7 yards. It'll be second and short for the Hilltops. It seems their first down plays always get them 5, 6, 7 yards.
And that's a
championship team.
Absolutely. It just shows you how much they rep it, how well coached they are. The execution is there, And why waver from that? You're way ahead, so the clock is on your side. So just keep churning up that clock.
Iwachina will get the handoff again and runs right into Lane Hall, who stops him short of the first down. And Iwachina grabs his wrist, and he's a little banged up.
Yeah, great stick.
Wrist.
I don't know if it was a blitz call or Hall just read it perfectly. Read that it was a run play, found his gap, and went in there full head of steam and was able to secure the tackle. Because Iwachina, we've seen him throughout this game on initial contact, because he's so shifty and quick-footed, he'll often bounce off that first contact. So great open field tackle by Hall, and good job of now forcing them to punt the ball. Finally.
Yeah. So the kicker will stand around his own 5-yard line. Simonize hovering around his own 50. So the Hilltops will, this is second or third kick only. Good kick here. Simonize at his own 49-yard line, spins around, has the catch. Simonize looking for some blockers. Now he falls down. So Simonize looking for something, and then slipped and fell at about the 47-yard line, and that's where the offense will take over.
Yeah, good kick and good coverage by the Hilltops. I think Simonize, they were trying to set something up, and there were a couple of nice blocks right at the point of attack, but the Hilltops are just way too disciplined.
Well, 4:58 to go in this third quarter. 4:50 to go, sorry, in the third quarter, with 47-2. The Hilltops with the big lead. And the Sun football have the football at the 47-yard line at the right hash. Keith Zylet remains in the football game. We hope Foster Martins is okay. We saw him banged up earlier in this game. Zylet in a shotgun with Curry behind him. Whistles blow before the play is called in. And it's a timeout for the Okanagan Sun. We will take a quick timeout as well with the score 42-7 in favor of the Hilltops. Welcome back to the Apple Bowl. 47-2 in favor of the Hilltops. After the timeout, Zylet in a shotgun. Zylet back to pass. Zylet going deep down this field, looking for Simonize, but overthrows him.
Had him. He had him.
He did have him.
Simonize is starting to get separation downfield.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 from their own 47-yard line. As a quarterback, too, or even an offensive coordinator, when you have a weapon like Simonize, you don't want to be getting tunnel vision.
No.
Looking at him, you still have Liam Wishart, Shamar Donaldson, Kylan
that's
Mosley.
just it, and I honestly expected that to be the game plan for the Okanagan Sun. Now, given they never had an opportunity for the majority of that first half to do anything remotely near their game plan, but I did expect a lot more coming out of it in the passing game. 2nd and 10,
Tyler back to pass again. Tyler going to go deep down the field again, looking for Simonize, who makes the reception. No, they incomplete.
I don't know if he was out of bounds on that, unfortunately.
I'd like to see a replay there.
Beauty throw
down there.
Yeah,
it
was
was
concentration over his shoulder like that.
But again, going deep and looking for Simonize.
Yeah, trying to get some big plays, get the crowd back in, get your offense upbeat, get your bench upbeat. This is, it's usually low percentage plays though, right? So if you don't complete it, then it kind of shoots yourself in the foot, especially when time is not your friend right now.
Yeah. 4:02 remaining in the third quarter. Two guys back deep to receive this kick for the Hilltops, including Justin Lytle and also Ryan Turple. Did he catch it? Did you see the replay?
I think he did catch it. He was just out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
Yeah.
So Heights, good high kick here from Keeley, and Turple gets it in his own 28. Turple up the field at 40. He has room to run with speed, runs into his own guy and gets it over midfield and down to the 53-yard line, and even the Hilltops are helping, I guess.
Yeah, if
they're the only guys stopping the Hilltops is their own players. They ran right into his guy, boom. and still was able to get 6 or 7 yards.
Yeah. Yeah, if it wasn't for his teammate, that may have gone
touchdown.
yard. Yeah.
Ball at the 51-yard line. 1st and 10. And it will be Jordan Walls will come off the bench, the backup quarterback for the Hilltops. Empty backfield, Walls to the air right away. Goes on the far side, hits Sam Mike in stride. They get down to the 35-yard line. Jordan Walls comes off the bench, cold, and throws a strike to Sam Mike. Yeah. Nice catch, actually, by Mike. Had to twist his body around, gets it to the 36-yard line. So 1st and 10 Hilltops, 3:10 to go. And Walls in a shotgun. Iwachina has it here. Iwachina pushes one guy aside, gets some speed, and then brought down. As he hit the hole very quickly, gets 9, maybe 10 yards, brought down by Garrett Cape.
Yeah, and Iwachina's just doing a great job of running full speed. He's not stutter stepping to the point where he has to stop his forward progress. He's doing some very quick, short little shifty moves. And once he gets to the second level, that's where he's doing the damage. If you're able to hit him that 1 to 2 yard area along the line of scrimmage, you might be able to contain him. But when he's full head of steam, 4 or 5 yards downfield, he's going to start churning up first downs. Got
to the 24, 1st down, Hilltops. Empty backfield, Walls to the air. Walls looking for the end zone, wide open.
Oh, he dropped it.
And he dropped it.
And Walls is dejected, standing by the referee. Poor guy. That was a beauty play, beauty throw. It should have been completed for another touchdown.
Mason Oakes had it and dropped it, and he was wide open. Pardon me, it was not Wake Oakes or Mason Oakes, as he's
Price,
an offensive lineman. Was it 83?
Yeah, Price.
I was looking at 73.
Which is odd, because Price has shown that he's had some good hands earlier in the game. Yeah. So for sure you would have bet on that being another touchdown.
He has a touchdown already here tonight. Walls back to pass again. Here comes the pressure. They set up the screen, and did he fumble it or what?
Well, the refs initially weren't signaling anything as the ball was on the ground. So
Walls showing that it was a shovel pass,
yeah.
But yeah, it is an incomplete pass. Hilltops would have recovered anyway. Here's the replay as Gearing and Hall were down on his
little underhanded pitch. Yeah.
And then it was still on the ground, but the whistles were blowing. Machado finally picks it up. I haven't called Lucas Machado's name very often here tonight.
No.
1:52 to go, 3rd quarter. In a laugher here at the Apple Bowl. The Hilltops way up 47-2. Really pitching a shutout. The only points for the Sun have been a conceded safety.
An uncommon laugher.
Yeah.
It's really, it's just, you wouldn't have expected this at all.
Yeah, I don't think anybody.
No.
The Hilltops included. I
well,
don't think could say we would be up 47-2.
Regardless of their bravado and their confidence and the pedigree that they've had this season and obviously the previous championships, I don't think anybody would have said, oh yeah, we're going to come in here and hand the Okanagan Sun their rear ends.
So they call it intentional grounding.
Which pushes them back.
And they will have to punt regardless. Now Coach Ben McCauley wants an explanation as well. And down deep in his own end zone will be Raquel Cespedes. Well, with a intentional grounding, do you not lose it down?
You do, but it was already going to be 3rd down, so
you don't cough up the ball, I guess. It wouldn't be a turnover.
No, yeah, it's just not an automatic turnover. You do lose yards on it, but it was already going to be 3rd down anyways, right?
Hanchak standing his own 49-yard line. And it's Simonized now deep in his own end zone. Was Cespedes, now a late substitution. You can start to see the focus start to slip as well, certainly for the Sun. Being down big time.
Oh yeah, you just want this night to end. You want to wake up Sunday morning and realize it was just a nightmare.
Yeah.
Oh, it was our bye week. Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, thank goodness. Oh, that game counted? What? Should have counted, right? It's the PFC coming in. This one angled towards Simonized, and he has it deep in his own end zone, and he will just take a knee. Thought about carrying it out, but might as well just take the knee.
Well, yeah, don't risk taking a big kill shot in your own end zone and coughing it up, and then, you know, next thing you know, there's another 7 points.
Yeah,
exactly. The way the evening's going, you certainly aren't going to buy a lotto ticket if you're an Okanagan Sun player. So.
Yeah. So the offense will come out. The Rouge point. So 48-2 is the score. Well, if you're the Sun, you could say, well, we kept the Hilltops to currently just 8 points in the third quarter. If you're going to take any positives.
Find any kind of, solace.
So 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line. The Okanagan Sun offense will try to get something going again against this very good Hilltop defense. Sila in a shotgun. Rodriguez gets the handoff. He'll try the left side. Rodriguez will be swallowed up after a gain of 2. When you look at the Hilltops, they allowed 103 points through the first 5 games. Scored 169 points. For the Sun, they played a few extra games where they allowed only 123 points through the first 7 games.
Yeah, so the average statistically was in the favor of the Okanagan Sun. Now, be it the quality of each conference, you could argue that back and forth, but statistically the Okanagan Sun had a better points for and points against. But when you're behind the 8 ball within a matter of 2.5, 3 minutes in a tough battle to begin with, let alone shooting yourself in the foot, it's just too steep of a mountain to try and climb.
2nd and 8 for Zyla. Wants to go to the air, wide receiver screen to Wishart, who wanted to throw. And then is wrapped up immediately. 2 Hilltops right on his case as soon as he catches the football. And that's been the amazing thing, is the speed of this defense.
Not only the speed, but the discipline. Because even though that was possibly leading up to be a trick play, there were still 2 defensive backs deep for the Hilltops that weren't biting on that swing pass, that recognized Simon Eyes was pushing them vertical, and they stayed in coverage. And that just shows the coaching and the discipline.
So they'll kick again, will the Sun. 2 guys back deep, including Turple and Lytle. And this one will bounce in the direction of Turple. Has it. There's a flag flies. There'll be no yards if they can bring him down. Gets to midfield. Now the Sun 50. And he is brought down at the Sun 50 around the 49-yard line. That will do it for the third quarter. We'll see what the penalty is before we step aside with the score 48-2. Jared Anderchuk had a heck of a game. 3 for 4 touchdowns and ran for 1. Empty backfield they give to the end around, and it goes nowhere. Read well there by the Okanagan Sun defense as Connor Novak gets himself a tackle. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. We'll step aside with the score. Hilltops 48 and the Sun 2.
So with interconference games such as this one, you can expect some hefty travel times. And for some of us, we're all too familiar with delays at the airport. Well, the Hilltops plane was actually 3 hours delayed today. They didn't show up today until 3 o'clock instead of noon. But Coach Sargent said that they embraced the change in pregame routine, and they were actually pumped up by the challenge. Looking at the score, 48-2, safe to say that the hectic day didn't really affect their game plan. Maybe they should consider going to games later more often. Let's head back up to Ryan in the booth.
Welcome back to the Apple Bowl. The Okanagan Sun trailing, can you believe it, by 46 points. When was the last time we said that? The Hilltops in front 48-2 as we begin the fourth quarter of play. Jordan Walls and company will come back out for the Hilltops. Boy, oh boy. 4 touchdown passes for Jared Anderchuk. He ran for 1 as well. 2 touchdown receptions by Sam Mike. 2 touchdowns by Logan Fisher. 1 on the ground, 1 through the air. A 67-yard touchdown pass from Jason Price.
Yeah, this game is starting to look like almost like what Louisville did to Florida State today in NCAA.
Yeah. Walls will go to the air. His pass is complete far side. It'll be a first down. Not sure who got the reception. It's on the far side. And it's Ryan Kiter. 5'9", 150, one of the smaller receivers for the Hilltops. And he's brought down by Lane Hall. So 1st and 10, are they going to call for a measurement? Looks like they will call for a measurement.
I thought for sure he was beyond that marker the way he came down. Unless he had a knee down that we couldn't quite see.
Kudos to the Sun fans that have remained at the Apple Bowl, even with a blowout against the Hilltops. Rain was coming down earlier in chunks like that. That was a lot of rain that fell.
He's short.
Short of the first down.
Short.
Will be 2nd in inches. It's a cool night here in Kelowna. And on a 2nd and inches from the 35-yard line, they have to get across the 35 to the Hilltops. Or just across the 35, I suppose. The ball is almost past the 35 as it is. This game has gone quickly, though, as we're just past the 9 o'clock hour. If anyone is listening in Saskatoon, you got a pretty good football team on your hands.
Absolutely.
So 2nd in inches. Jordan Walls will go up under the center. They blow it in. Walls will just duck his head, get the first down. And a fresh set of downs for the Hilltops. Where the Sun hit the road. Out of town scoreboard, the Broncos hosting the Langley Rams. Rams in front 20-10. And in Edmonton, the Battle of Edmonton, the game has been suspended because of lightning. 4 minutes left in the game. And a 32-14 score in favor of the Huskies, I believe. And the run, good 2nd effort and 3rd effort by the Hilltop running back. Almost gets the first down, as it was Adam Marchart. Gang tackle there finally, but boy, he's got the legs moving again.
All 3 of those running backs, they do not go down at first contact. They're not easy to bring down. They're not going to lay down and take a big hit and just allow you to get your big sticks in up the gut like that in inside runs. They just keep the feet churning, bounce off those. They're always looking for that spin move or the juke. And once again, it's 2nd and short, which the Hilltops have been creating for themselves the majority of the night.
Lane Hall looks a little banged up. He will come off the field. The Calgary Colts won tonight. They held on. They beat the Regina Thunder by the score of 15-12. So the Colts are 5-0. And the Thunder fall to 3-3. Colts, the only undefeated team. That Snoop Blocker's got them playing well. Of course, they beat the Hilltops handily in Saskatoon. Can't imagine what kind of team the Colts are if they can handle the Hilltops that well. There's a screen pass, and it is caught down the inside the 20-yard line. Caught by Stromborg. And now an injured Hilltop in the end zone. Turple is down, and he pops right back up. He'll be okay. Not putting a lot of pressure on that right leg, but
yeah, he might have twisted, or I don't know if he's getting a cramp.
Well, he'll hop off the field. He wasn't involved in the play at all. Sometimes that's what happens. It's away from the play, and you a freak accident, or you slip and fall, and it is a
turf monster gets you.
Turf monster, yeah. Diogo Pogo comes out of the field. Where were you earlier? Yeah, that's a full moon. It's popped out from behind the clouds. If that has any bearing on the game.
Yeah.
The give is to Marchart. He has it at the 15, and he'll go down. Marchart, pardon me. But yeah, 3 good running backs. You documented it, Jason. I mean, yeah, they're 3 different styles, but they're all extremely successful, and you got to look at the offensive line for that.
Oh yeah, the Hogs have been playing fantastic. They've dominated the line of scrimmage. The Sun have made some plays tonight, but I'm sure when we look at the final stats of how many rush yards this offense churned out, it'll be exceptional. And you have to tip your hat to the 5 Hogs that have been playing on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they had 113 at half, did the Hilltops. Walls, play action, wants to go to the end zone. This one is incomplete. Jamie Turek was in coverage. It was a weird-looking developing play as both players looked like they were just standing there.
Yeah, and it looked like Turek just had his eyes on the receiver. It's almost like if he was able to turn around, he could have made a play on that.
DeWar was the intended
But it came
receiver.
in with so much heat. That was a heck of a pass. It didn't have to cover much ground very quickly, and it got in there pretty hot.
So 3rd down, and the Hilltops will attempt a field goal. It'll be a 23-yarder. James Voss, who was good from 23 earlier tonight in the 2nd quarter. Well, they'll put it at the 22, so a 22-yard field goal for Voss from the right hash. Hilltops looking to get over the 50-point mark. The kick is up, and it is good. And indeed, the Hilltops climbed to 51 on the scoreboard to the Suns 2 with 11:32 to go in this 4th quarter. Voss is 2 for 2 here tonight. Remember, he's a defensive back, and he's kicked the ball nicely. Not only in this game, but throughout the season, he's only missed 2 on the year. And with 11:32 to go, again, the score, even though I don't like saying it, it's 51-2 in favor of the Hilltops, and the Sun offense will come back out onto the field.
Yeah, and the Hilltops, as they have been all night, are just playing exceptionally well executed football. Run, 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 pass, maybe pass again, run, run, run. They're getting positive yards. They're not allowing the Okanagan Sun to get any resemblance of a tempo or momentum or setting up their game plan, and they're executing with points at the end of their drives.
Simon Eyes and Liam Crane will go back deep for the Sun, looking for anything to build upon going into next week, which will be another hostile environment, a difficult place to play, Caledonia Park in Nanaimo. The Raiders now 3-4-1 after their tie with the West Shore Rebels, and the Rebels will move into 1st place unless a miracle here at the Apple Bowl. And the kickoff goes out of bounds. That'll be a penalty. Well, the West Shore Rebels are 6-1-1 after the tie here. Their only blemish, that loss here at the Apple Bowl in week number 3 by 6 points. And they got that revenge taken care of last week, beating the Sun by 6 points. The Sun will fall to 6-2, and if the Rams win, and they're beating the Broncos, the Rams will go to 6-2. The Rams and the Rebels next week, the Sun and the Raiders next week, and then the Rams will be here for the final Sunday of the season on October 2nd.
The Rams control their destiny of possibly still finishing on top of the BCFC.
Yeah.
Everybody kept talking about, you know, the Sun and the Rebels, but the Rams are quietly fed, hey, don't forget about us.
Led by that defense. Zyla goes over the middle. This one almost intercepted, in and out of the hands of Pingo. Pingu almost got the bingo.
Oh, it's a great throw, right in the numbers, just wrong color jersey.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was kind of tucked in behind his Zyla's line of sight behind the O-line and D-line, because it was great coverage. He was sitting right there. I don't know that Zyla saw him when the receiver was running that hook pattern, but that could have terribly been a pick 6.
2nd and 10 from their own 40. Want to run the option. They pitch to Rodriguez. Tries to go back towards the middle and is swallowed up once he gets to the line of scrimmage. Again, the Hilltops read that very, very well.
They're too quick and disciplined to be, I think, running an option in the 4th quarter.
And now an injury to a Hilltop player, and they have been snake bitten by injuries all season long, but they are the Hilltops. And the majority of the guys coming from Saskatoon, they are very deep in every single position. You lose a guy, and there's another 6'5", 300-pound lineman ready to take your spot.
Yeah, they have an exceptional recruiting area where the players they want to play Well, yeah, but there's a lot of quality high schools, a lot of
yeah.
great football players. They want to play for the Hilltops if they're not going CIS. So you're getting a substantial recruiting class each year to pick from.
Two guys back deep, but Heinz goes off the side of his foot again. This one will take a sun bounce and bounce in the arms of Lytle. He'll fall forward, gets over midfield, and again, very good field position for the Hilltops. Start with the ball inside Sun territory at about the 53-yard line with 10:13 to go in this one.
And that's been the Hilltops' MO all night, is the great field position. They've had an easy time of dictating how the flow of the game's going to go because they've had a substantially short field most of the night.
So 1st and 10 Hilltops. They'll huddle up with Jordan Walls, their backup quarterback, after Anderchuk had a great game here once again tonight. So no yards call against Turek. And a 1st down. That's tough though, as the punt was short and the returner coming up to make the play. More often than not, you'll get a no yards. So Walls in a shotgun. They'll hand the ball off to Machart, who gets up the middle, leaps over a tackler, and gets 11 yards. Turek finally stopped him, but good piece of running by Machart. He just jumped over a tackler. See who he jumped over. You can see it on the replay. And he hopped over, I think, Eli Haynes.
Yeah, I think at the end of the night, the yards per carry for the rushing attack for the Hilltops is going to be quite high.
Certainly one of the best against the Sun in recent memory.
Yes.
Last
Since
year,
the days of probably Andrew Harris, to be honest with you.
yeah, in a regular season game, as they were able to turn up the yards last year. Another run here by Machart. He picks up 8 or 9 on this carry as well. Connor Richard on the stop. Jonas Gearing, Ruben Marin, Elias Rodriguez, Lane Hall. Will be the front 4. Lucas Machado, maybe he's caught a plane back to Winnipeg. Came back for this one and was thinking twice, maybe he could have stayed home. 2nd and 2. Walls will just hand the ball off again. Gets to the 30 to 25. Still hasn't touched the 20. Now brought down at the 15-yard line by Dustin McGee. But a huge pickup here. Now an injured player, and Elias Rodriguez is slow to get up.
And that's great for an offensive coordinator when you can see your receivers downfield blocking so efficiently and effectively to allow your running back to get downfield that far before he's feeling any pressure.
Yep.
Makes you feel good inside.
As they attend to Rodriguez, we will step aside. The score, 51-2 in favor of the Hilltops. Welcome back to the Apple Bowl. 8:26 to go. The Hilltops threatening again. 51-2. They have the lead. And they have the ball at the Sun 15-yard line. 1st and 10. Walls in a shotgun. Richard in the backfield. Walls now empty backfield. Going to go to the air. His pass is complete. And getting into the end zone for a touchdown is Justin Lytle. And 6 more points up on the board. So a 15-yard touchdown pass, and they continue to pour it on to the Hilltops.
And just another quality player for the Hilltops that gets to top speed so quickly. And when you give them open daylight at the start of the play, they're able to see their plan of attack as they go down. He understands where he can set up his blocks, find that daylight, and then attack the goal line.
And the point after attempt is up and good, and we'll take a break with the score 58-2. Full moon over Kelowna and the Apple Bowl. And it has to have something to do with the score. It just has to be. 58-2.
One can only hope.
And the offense for the Sun has not got into the end zone, has no points, so essentially this Hilltop defense pitching a shutout. 8:07 to go. You know how in hockey when there's a shutout happening, you're not allowed to say shutout, or it ruins the shutout of that goalie? If we keep saying shutout, will that get the
Will it turn the offense? Oh, yeah. Not if the other 52 minutes of this game is any indication.
Yeah. Simon Eyes and Crane back deep. They've been back deep a lot. After the kickoffs, this one in the direction of Simon Eyes. Let's see what he can do from his own 12. Now to the 15, wants to put a move, he gets to the 20. Simon Eyes to the far side of the field at 25. Simon Eyes will be caught at about the 30-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. Ran a long way, but going east-west.
Yeah, he's trying to set something up. He had enough speed to at least attack the outside edge, but really, if you're not going to get the corner when they've got good contain, you got to use your blockers and get up inside. If he was able to set up Crane possibly and jute inside and maybe get a little better upfield. Tough being said, though, I mean, you're down by 56 points. You're just trying to make plays.
When you put it that way, you're down by 56 points.
That's,
wow.
That's a kick in the gut.
Yeah. And how does this team respond? And this is now back-to-back losses for this team, which hasn't happened in a couple of years. And Nick Wenman is the quarterback now for the Sun. His first pass is complete to Shamar Donaldson on the far side. Donaldson picks up 9 or 10. With those gold cleats, and Donaldson will pop right back up. So Nick Wenman, who has seen action in just one other game, that was in Kamloops in week 2 of the season. Threw a nice ball there.
Yeah, this isn't usually the blowout situation you want for a third-string quarterback getting in there.
Yeah.
But no sense risking your 1 and 2s getting an injury when the game's completely out of hand.
And now Donaldson has gone down to a knee.
Yeah, I don't know if he would have came maybe down on top of the ball. Maybe he's possibly winded, or he took it in the groin as he fell.
Well, the training staff will attend to him. We will take a break with the Hilltops well out in front. The score, 58-2. Welcome back to the Apple Bowl, a quiet Apple Bowl, except for the Hilltop faithful that have made the trip across a couple of different provinces here to BC. 58-2 in favor of the Toppers. Donaldson off under his own power. And Nick Wenman gets the snap. Wenman, his pass is incomplete. Looking for Kyler Mosley, almost picked off.
Bitts.
By Logan Bitts, who does have an interception.
A little quicker of a break by Bitts, and that could have been easily a pick six.
The ball hung up there an awful long time.
Because really, Bitts was the only one that had a chance on that one.
2nd and 10 as Falconer comes into the game, or dare I say, flies into the game. Ball at the 40-yard line. No.
Crickets.
Yeah. Kind of like what's happening here at the Apple Bowl. It is quiet. Wenman back to pass again. Now he'll take off. Wenman to the line of scrimmage, slides down and picks up 6 on the play. Wenman took a shot too, but right back up from Jonathan Murray. And that'll do it for the Sun offense. The punt unit will come back on. Well, Keely Hines wanted to play his old teammates, and he's playing an awful lot.
Sure is. Unfortunately, they're just losing the kicking battle as well as the trenches and the offensive battle, the defensive battle.
Well, Raquel Cespedes is going to be the kicker. Well, we haven't seen this before. Raquel Cespedes standing at his own 30-yard line. It's a low snap, rolls in. And Cespedes, big moving kick here by Rakeel. And Lytle has it at his own 18-yard line. Great coverage there. Racing down the field to make the open field tackle is one of the newest. Yeah. DeBrowski. Dubowski.
Haven't said his name,
I know.
so I don't want to mispronounce it brutally and have his parents shaking their head.
Yeah, we'll get an email. A great tackle, though.
Yep.
Look at that hit.
Beauty open field tackle.
Wow.
Kept his eyes up right through his hips. Beauty tackle.
Outstanding. So 1st and 10 for the Hilltops offense from their own 26-yard line. Jordan Walls, the backup, is back in there. And he'll just hand the ball off to Machart, and he's met immediately by the Sun defensive line, led by Eli Haynes. The linebacker made a nice tackle coming up.
A couple good sticks there, back-to-back plays, about 55 minutes too late, but really, really good sticks.
His Haynes coming in, good, yeah, good tackle. 5:15 to go.
But kudos to the Sun defense, because it shows them that they're not just laying down and, you know, letting the Hilltops get garbage yardage after the fact. They're still playing hard. They've still got pride, which is great to see these young men doing that.
It should be run time, should it not? As the pass is incomplete.
I'm not sure.
They're going to stop
maybe
the
to get
clock.
below 3, or
Do they play run time in the PFC? I wouldn't. I know they do, obviously, in the BCFC. Maybe we're just not used to having to score it like this to have run time. It's partially deflected there, that pass. So 3rd down, and the Hilltops will have to kick. And Simon Eyes will come back to return this kick. He lost his mouth guard. It's whistled in. And the kicker for the Hilltops standing at his own 10-yard line. Snap. Decent kick. And a bounce to Simon Eyes. He gets it at his own 50. Flags fly. It'll be a no yards, and Simon Eyes is wrestled backwards. But there'll be a no yards with 4:25 to go and 58-2. So the offense will come out. Will it be Nick Winman again? It will be. Talking to Adam Gamboris a few weeks ago about the 3 quarterbacks for the Okanagan Sun, and yeah, I got to mention Nick Winman. He hasn't played much, but I said, what kind of kid, what kind of quarterback is Nick Winman? What does the future hold? And he said, very good, very smart, makes his throws when he needs to. Did a nice job in that first series. Look at the replay. Simon Eyes looked like he was on ice, skating around out there.
trying to get something going. Yeah, he was changing his direction and it just looked like he couldn't go anywhere.
So after the no yards penalty, the Sun will start with the ball at the Hilltop 45-yard line. Looking to try to get it in the end zone. Taking pictures there, or the video camera capturing Machado and Hall on the bench, just looking completely dejected and exhausted. They've been out there a lot, as his defense. Wedman to the air. Wedman wants to go deep. Nobody there but Hilltops, and it goes in and out of the hands. In and out of the
hands. A little bit.
So 2nd and 10.
I think that was Kelsey Stern. Should have had a pick for the Hilltops there.
The intended receiver, I guess, was Liam Crane. He was the closest son, who was about 15 yards away. Yeah, Crane was there. 4:10 to go. And Wenman will set up shop at the Hilltop 45-yard line. He's got Rodriguez in the backfield with him. Goes through the hands of Wenman. He'll just pounce on it. And the Hilltops will touch him there. On the other side of midfield, a huge loss, and it will be, well, to put the ball at midfield. So a loss of 10, and the Sun will punt. Nothing to say here.
What do you say to that? Yeah. You just feel sorry because it's just, it went south so quick, and nothing's gone the Okanagan Sun way. Absolutely nothing.
Do you take any positives away? Like, can you build on this at all?
Well, yeah, you've got to dissect it and just show, look how we defeated ourselves so early, and we just were not able to climb back out. And then you can continue to look at the miscues that just didn't go your way. So absolutely, you want to use this game as a building block and say, hey, okay, it's over and done with. We still have 2 regular season games. We're going to be making the playoffs. We want to win our playoff games, and we still want to host the national championship and hoist that national championship. So it's not like all of a sudden this butt kicking has now cost them their year. No stretch of the imagination should they be thinking that way. That being said, this is tough. This is, if you're wearing brown and orange today, and you're fans and you're listening to it, it's demoralizing. Yeah. But that being said, you're a competitive athlete, so you're going to take what you can from this and learn from it, and still come back and you want to win next week.
Chuck with the carry for the Hilltops, and he gets it in makeable first down range. A gain of 8, maybe 9 on the play. Again, they continue just to show off their strong running game. And Coach Tom Sargent saying that Regina has the best running attack in the conference. Well, I don't want to see Regina then.
Yeah, no doubt. And now this is just becoming like practice reps for the Hilltops, right? The game's well out of hand. Nothing's going to go sideways for them. You don't want to have any injuries, of course, for the Hilltops. But yeah, continue to running the ball down the Sun throat. Why not?
Walls will hand it off after he bumps into his running back, Machart, and tackled in the backfield by Jonas Gearing.
Yeah, they had a good pulling guard on that too. A little inside trap pulling guard, and if it wasn't for the miscue in the backfield, that would have been a first down again for the Hilltops.
So they'll punt.
Got away with a face mask there too.
Nope. Referees probably would just want this game to be over as well.
It was just incidental, just slipped down his face mask. By rule, it still should have been called, but yeah, enough said. Get that clock running, get these guys off the field before anything else happens.
Hilltops will spend the night here in Kelowna and then head out in the morning. Get ready for their next game. And the Sun will go back to the drawing board and prepare for the VR Raiders and then the Langley Rams. 2 more regular season games for the Sun before the postseason. And the Sun have got to win their next 2 games to even host a playoff game. With the Rebels playing well.
Well, that's just it. Now that the Rams have quietly, I say, climbed back into the mix, but they've always been a quality team in the conference. But now when you've got those 3 teams battling for those first 2 spots, yeah, you don't want to be the Sun finishing in 3rd and being on the road for the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. Good kick here. Crane will get it at his own 25-yard line. Crane will bring it to the 30. Run backwards and be tackled at the 31. So Crane, instead of going up the field, started up the field, then tried to get to the corner, wasn't going to get there. And now there's an injured Sun player on the field who will pop up, take his helmet off, and get off the field. That's Connor Richard. Well, you do not want to lose Connor Richard.
No, but there was a flag.
Okay.
There is a flag, so I don't know if that's going to be against Richard. It's against one of the...
It's against the Sun?
Sun, yeah.
So that'll back him up even further. Ball would have been at the 31. Now see what the penalty is with 2:29 to go in this football game. Yep, it is against Richard. A block in the back, away from the play. And this will knock the Sun back even further. We'll try to get a score out of Kamloops with the Rams and the Broncos playing. So the Colts go to 5-0 in the PFC. The Hilltops will go to 5-1. I believe the Hilltops go into a bye week, if I'm not mistaken. Weinman will hand the ball off to Rodriguez. It goes up the middle. Rodriguez gets to the 21-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 5 or 6. 2:15 to go. 58-2 in favor of the Hilltops.
It's like an official timeout. I didn't see him point to either huddle, so it looks like it's an official's timeout.
All right. Well, if the officials are taking a timeout, we'll take a quick one as well with the score 58-2. 2:53 to go. 58-2 Hilltops with the lead. Zach Kronbauer made a reception during our timeout. Nice gain for Kronbauer all the way out to the 36-yard line of the Sun. It's 27-10 Rams with the lead on our out-of-town scoreboard. They're going to go to 6-2. That's in Kamloops. This one is a pitch to Curry, who slips and falls. He gets to the 40, falls forward, and he will not have enough for a first down, but it'll be a gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 2.
Yeah, I think he would have liked this play back. I think he had a great opportunity to make a little bit more and just kind of lost his balance as he made that cut.
The 40-yard line jumped out at him. Got it to the 42 on the dive forward. And Wendman gets the snap. He'll roll to his right side, looking to buy some time. His throw is complete. Yep. And pushed out of bounds is Jesse Falconer. He makes the reception. Referee says he stayed in bounds.
A beauty throw by Wendman on the run.
Design play, a rollout for Wendman. Even pointed where he was going to throw. A nice catch by Falconer. Gets the ball the 48-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Sun. And the PFC today showing their dominance over the BCFC in the 2 interconference games. As they give to Curry. He'll go up the middle. Gain of 4. It'll be 2nd and 6. In Chilliwack, the Winnipeg Rifles left at about 4 in the morning. Boarded a flight. Flew to Vancouver. Landed. Got on a bus. Changed. Taped. And did everything they needed to do on the bus on the way to Chilliwack. And then beat the Huskers 35-0. Got back on the bus, drove to Vancouver, got on a flight, and went home. That's
wham bam.
Yep.
Yep. Boom, boom, boom. Thank you very much.
In the pouring rain in Chilliwack, get the shutout, and then head home. That is a business trip. Wendman being chased out of the pocket to his right, looking down the field. This one is caught. Did he stay in bounds?
Wow.
He did. Catching the
Kronbauer
football.
again.
Yeah, Kronbauer.
Jeez.
Nice pass by Wendman. Kronbauer makes
bench
the
is playing
reception.
well.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have started the bench.
Gain of 19. They'll put it at the 39-yard line.
Heads up by Wendman, too. He took a quick glance over his shoulder just to see how much time he had with pressure coming. And delivered a great throw.
Yeah. Got pushed down, too. Took a big pop. Right back up. 40 seconds to go. 58-2.
See if the bench can put the points on the board.
Oh, there's a penalty after as well. Was it a roughing the passer?
Could have been.
Yeah. So the football will be placed at the 25-yard line with 40 seconds to go. The BCFC hasn't scored a touchdown in these 2 interconference games. The only points on a conceded safety. Wendman. Wendman will give it to Curry. Curry makes a couple of moves, gets to the 15, then falls down after he gets to the 14. Only 4 seconds ticked off the clock. It's a first down carry for Curry, gain of 11. And the Sun will huddle up quickly and come out of the huddle. And Wendman in a shotgun. Curry, the lone back. Wendman mishandles the snap, and he'll jump on it. And the ball will be back at the 24. He lost at 10, be 2nd and 20. Oh, the miscues just continue to pile.
Yeah, it's just you get a little bit of momentum, and you might see a light at the end of the tunnel, even though that tunnel's quite long at this point. And then, something goes sideways on you.
Simon Eyes will come into the football game. The Sun, with 26 seconds to go, take whatever positives you can from this football game. You mentioned it earlier. The Sun really never got a chance to get into groove. Never got a chance to feel the other defense out, the Hilltops defense, to see what they could do. Right away, you're behind the 8 ball. You're down 7-0.
So quick. It went sideways so quick for them. They didn't know how to get back on track, and it was just too little, too late.
2nd and 20 from the 24. Wendman is going to pass towards the end zone. Nobody there except the Hilltop, and just swatting it down is the Hilltop defensive back with 19 seconds to go. Could have had an interception.
I would have wanted him to pick it off, and then your offense goes on, and you just kneel twice, and it's over.
Yeah. So it's 3rd and 20 from the 24. I think that was Keely Stern, was it not? Or Kelsey Stern?
Could have been. He had the other opportunity where it was overthrown, and he could have made an over-the-shoulder grab. Yep.
Maybe he doesn't like catching the football. 3rd and 20. Wenman back to pass. Mishandles the snap. Now he'll take off. Wenman to the 20, slides down, and it'll be well short of the first down. And it will be 4th down, except there is no 4th down in Canadian junior football. And the Hilltop offense will come back on the field with 11 seconds to go, and mercifully this one will be over. But looking at my score sheet, I'm still surprised and stunned that the Sun did not score a point offensively.
I'm sure you and a few hundred people that are in the stands, and then however many are listening and watching online as well, are scratching their heads and going, this is not the Okanagan Sun any of us have ever seen or know.
I don't think anyone's watching.
Not anymore.
Or listening on the radio.
Not anymore.
Poor Henry back at the station is going, okay, is this
a close game? They may want to suffer through our voices, but two T's and Casey are out. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Quit spoiling my Saturday night.
Exactly.
Where's the scotch?
Exactly. It's in the broadcast booth.
It's in the coach's room, I tell you that.
Yeah. And that's going to do it. The last kneel down in the Saskatoon Hilltops. Boy, they come into Kelowna and they dominate.
Made a huge statement.
Yeah, 58-2. So their record in the PFC will go to 5-1. The Sun back-to-back losses, and they fall to 6-2. And the Sun will have to regroup. They will have to sit down, look at themselves in the mirror, and say, what do we got to do to put points on the board, and what do we got to do to stop offenses and get back in the win column as they go to VI, and then they'll host Langley the last 2 games of the season. But if you're the coaching staff, is it back to basics, back to the drawing board? And
I think that's a good place to start. Especially you want to keep the morale up. You want to allow your players to realize that they're still a quality football team that have talent. So you don't want to dump all over them. You want to dissect the game film and point out where the shortcomings were and the mistakes were, so you can build on that. But yeah, why not? Why not knock everything down a few pegs and say, okay, we're going to start here again, and maybe very quickly they get those basics covered and they move forward very quick. Or maybe they need a little extra time to go over some of the real basic nuances of their system in the game to get back on track of what the MO and the appearance of a quality Okanagan Sun team is.
Well, the score again, 58-2.
Sergeant, a dominating performance for you guys. What was some of your highlights from the night?
Well, it's just we got off to such a great start. It's good to see us play with that energy and passion, and we just kept moving and grooving. And, you know, as I said, this is not a friendly place to play, but, you know, coaches did a great job with the game plan. Also, the players executed 100%. It's fun to watch, and it was a good deal tonight.
Now, you were pumped up about playing a challenging team such as the Sun. Are you surprised at all by the lopsided score?
You know, I don't know. You know, we came out and played our best game of the year. That's what I do know. So it's a credit to our kids. They didn't take a backseat to anyone. They played a physical game. And, you know, the plays were the plays, and they executed and made the plays. So, you know, that's a good football team. They're going to respond and rebel from, you know, get back from this. But ultimately, we just worried about ourselves. I'm sure happy how we played tonight.
So when you're up by that much all game, was it tough at all to keep the guys focused for the whole time?
Well, I don't think so, because it's from 58-2, you know, and we built capacity tonight. We got to play a lot of players. They got to feel good about the situation. And, you know, as I said, we're walking away knowing that in 2 weeks we're playing our arch rival. And this is a team we played last year in the Canadian final. So there's a good chance we might get here again. So, you know what? Buyer beware.
So we talked earlier, and you told me you guys were late. You were delayed your plane. So would you consider maybe showing up 3 hours later than usual now?
Well, I think I might. Absolutely. You know, we've always done things a certain way and what we believe in, but got to be very impressed with our leadership, how they stayed together. And hey, it's adversity. That comes in the game of football. And tonight we faced, before we got on the field, we didn't have to worry about it.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach.
Congratulations. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, that's all we have for you from the Apple Bowl tonight. A historic night for the league with its first regular season interconference games. On behalf of Ryan Waters, Jason Casey, and the Shaw TV crew, I'm Sarah Wright. Thanks so much for tuning in. Have a good night.